Praise be to Jesus. Hi everyone, Charles here with you. Well, this is the second time I'm doing this audio recording here. I just got done doing all this, and I looked at the time, and I had talked for 25 minutes, which is like way too long. So I'm going to cut back drastically here. There's a few things I want to tell you. First of all, before we get to the document, the Pope, in his, in his last speech here before the Synod, I guess it would be Friday night, or maybe it was Saturday morning or something. He again brings up this whole thing about the great accuser, and the inference here is Satan is working through traditionalists to destroy the church. So the headline here in the Catholic Herald is "Defend Church from Those Who Seek to Destroy It," Pope says at Synod. So that's in reference to us. There's something else that is related to this. Let's see here. I need to reorganize here just for one moment, please. All right. From this article, it says, the document also asks for a certification system for Catholic websites to combat what it calls fake news. Now, that's in the document, so where that's going, I don't know. It could be everything from LifeSite News and, right down to, this channel right here. I mean, if they consider this, I don't know, but LifeSite News right now, they were informed last night from their web host server that their whole site is being taken down within 12 hours. This seemingly has something to do with something else. Another issue which has some history with a particular person, and that person has a history of going after traditional Catholic sites, and the way he does that is to raise a big deal with their web host server, the people who host their servers. Whether there's any kind of connection there, who knows, when it comes to this kind of stuff, there's always so much more to it than, not always, but, many times there is, things that you never find out. Well, anyway, so, excuse me. So there's a few articles up. I'm gonna leave up the article. I'll give you the link to the LifeSite News article, and the one, and then the Catholic Herald has Youth Synod final report released. So those were just posted, today. Now this one says every paragraph in the document passed by a comfortable margin. That doesn't seem to be true, because paragraph 150 only it received 65 no votes, and it only needed 67 to, that's the most controversial one. Well, I was trying to give you a synopsis before of these paragraphs and stuff, and it got way too long, and I didn't do a very good job anyway. I'm looking at a picture of Cardinal Marx right here. I just taking the side here for a minute, because I'm not going to talk very long. A lot of cardinals or bishops are really way overweight, and any fat on your body really represents excess, excess of calories, which means that you're guilty of the sin of gluttony. There's a lot of these guys are really, really heavy. So, not only that. What bothers me even more than that is. I thought priests are supposed to live in poverty. It's that whole thing got lost centuries ago. Well, anyway, Cardinal Marx here. I'm seeing, looking at this picture of him smiling here. I'm going to go ahead and put this one up for you to, maybe you don't want to look at him smiling. Put up something else. Well, anyway, here. Basically what's going on is that this has been rubber stamped, even by those who weren't given interpreters so that they could understand what was in some of the documents, because they were written in Italian. There was all kinds of stuff going on here. Like I said in the post a couple of days ago, something that Bishop Barron of Los Angeles said. He said, you don't host these things and put these things together unless you know very well what the outcome's going to be. So all this is like a rubber stamp thing. It really is the foundation for just to move things along in the direction that the Pope and the modernists want to move it in. In the meantime, we just, we feel like we're sitting by the sidelines. Well, apparently we didn't even come close to enough prayer and fasting and sacrifice to make any difference here. We didn't give Jesus what he needed to really stop this. So, and you know what? I think we could slow it down, and you wonder, if that's really a good thing. Slowing it down is just like, lessening the agony, but, making it over a longer period of time. It seems like all this is going to happen. There just really isn't, if there was some group of cardinals and bishops and people in the church that really represented the traditional aspect, of course they wouldn't be at this synod. They wouldn't. I'm sure we were throwing a few bones. In other words, there was some representation, but nowhere near enough. There weren't enough traditionalists at the synod that they could even come close to upsetting the apple cart here. So, we'll see in the days ahead what other cardinals and bishops have to say about what's, as they read and reflect on these different controversial, I think there's 3 or 4 paragraphs. We'll see what they have to say. And, if it's the same old thing where, a few people, a few cardinals, a couple of bishops speak up about this area, it's not really the kind of pushback that's going to really stop any of this. So, in a way, what I'm trying to say here is that, we'll just sit by and watch them railroad and just, let them go where they're going to go. Not that we can do anything about it, really, but, my hope is that eventually this is all going to go so far that Jesus is going to wake people up and people are going to go, you know what? This isn't anything close to what the Catholic Church used to be. This is like a whole nother kind of thing going on here. I don't know if I like this. We can hope that happens. It could very well happen. But the timing is God's timing. So, Let me see how long I've talked here. I am almost up to 10 minutes. Well, here, I'm going to put a couple of links to a couple of these articles in the description box. And you could, do what you want as far as, whether you want to take the time to understand it more in depth about, all these particular points. And I think that's really all I got to say right now. I just thought there was one other thing, and I can't. It must not be important. So, all right. So we have our little prayer coming up here, and enjoy your day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.